All right, welcome into the backyard. Pretty hot today, so we decided to come over in the shade instead of in the hot round pen. And this is Catherine. She's one of my riding students and has been for quite some time now. And then this is her horse Janie, and she brought Janie over a few days ago. Just for me to kind of evaluate. Janie is about 18 years old and not really sure about her history. But after I messed with her and I rode her a little bit, I said, that's about the dullest horse I have ever been around. She's really dull. And I mean dull in every way. She is dull to the bit. She's dull to my legs. She was dull to everything. And she kind of reminds me of a dude horse. And if you don't know what a dude horse is, that's a horse that gets ridden by tourists or whatever. And they get pulled on. They never get a release of pressure. And so they just start ignoring it. All right? And I think this mare's probably been mistreated. I wouldn't say abused, and I don't think anybody's beat on her. But she's certainly been mistreated in the way that she's been trained. And you say, well, you train a horse to be dull? Sure. You may not do it on purpose, but she's been taught to be really, really dull, okay? So I gave Catherine a couple things to work on, one main thing to work on, and we're gonna work on it here. So here's the principle. Reward the smallest change and the slightest try. That's the principle when you're teaching this. So we're not gonna probably get this mare all soft and noodle-necked in 20 minutes. But maybe we can get her a little better, okay? So we're gonna start here. Catherine, what I want you to do is just pick up on that left rein, and whatever give you get, you reward it right there, okay? So you've worked on this, what, 3-4 days?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so she's a little better, go ahead. So you're just gonna pull, and let's see what we can get. So, okay, rub her a little bit and do it again. Let's see if she'll go a little farther. All right, that's a lot better than it was 3 or 4 days ago, last time you were here. Okay, let's see if you can bend her a little farther. See if you can get her about 45-degree angle. Pull a little harder, and right there. Okay, see if you can go a little more, about 70 degrees. Okay, you're having to pull pretty hard, aren't you?
Yep.
Just keep increasing the pressure, and you can kind of release a little and then pull again.
Okay.
If she gives you a little bit and then pull again, all right, see her licking her lips? Which means she's a little bit stressed about this because she, honestly, truthfully, she doesn't know what you're asking her to do. She's kind of starting to figure it out. I know that seems weird for an 18-year-old horse that she doesn't know to bend her head around. But I can tell you from sitting on her, she doesn't know. Do it again. Okay. All right, so now she's looking at something over here. You've kind of lost her attention. Kind of bump it. There you go. Good, you got her attention back. Go ahead and bend her. Bend her. Bend her. Okay. All right, pretty good. Rub her. Rub her, rub her. Let her straighten her head out if she wants to. Let's see if you can get a 90-degree bend with that head. Pretty hard pull.
Hard pull.
Yeah. Keep pulling.
Hard.
Bump her a little if you need to. Let's put a little more pressure on her. A little more. Right there. Let go and rub her. Okay. All right, let's try the other side. Bend her to the right. Okay. That time she's really looking at she's looking at the dog. Okay. All right. So now let's start going back and forth. Okay. And let's see, we want it light, but if it has to be heavy, we'll do it heavy. Okay, pull a little harder. As long as she's doing something, keep pulling. Pull. Pull harder. Okay. All right. Okay, good. Release and rubber. So she's getting better, because when we did this last week, it was like pulling a concrete block. Yeah. She was so stiff. I'm going to step in here so I can kind of gauge how hard you're pulling. It's kind of hard for me to tell just watching you. So I'm going to go 1 pound, 2 pounds. Okay, so I got to give it about 2 pounds. Let's try it again. 1 pound, 2 pound, 3 pound, 4 pound, 5 pounds. Okay, at about 5 pounds, I got something. Okay, and when I did this last week, it was like 20 pounds. So she is getting better. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I got a little bit of a give. 1, 2. Okay, that's getting better. Okay, good. All right. So now let's work on her go button. Okay, because she is just as dull on your legs as she was with her mouth. So here's how we're going to work on this. We want her to go when you squeeze with the calves of your legs. When you squeeze right here, we want her to move. Okay? Now what I was doing when I was riding her the other day, I squeezed and then I kicked and then I ended up doing an over and under spank to get her to go. And which she kind of acted like she was familiar with this over and under spank, like that had been done before. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Go ahead and pick up your reins and we'll just have you kind of ride a little circle around me here. Okay. So you squeeze right there, kiss. All right, good. She walked off, rubber. Okay. Yeah, don't let her go over there and kiss the camera guy. Okay. All right, do it again. Squeeze. All right. So again, that's already better than it was. Did you work on that any?
Just in the yard a teeny bit.
Okay, just a little.
Yeah,
all right.
not much.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so she's being real stiff there because she just doesn't want to turn. Okay, stop her right here. And she doesn't stop very well either. So, you know, we can kind of only work on one thing at a time. She doesn't go very well and she doesn't stop very well, but we'll get there. Okay, so squeeze with your calves. All right, not bad. Okay, do it again. Squeeze with your calves. Okay, I'm going to add a little pressure. Squeeze a little harder. Okay, so you can see how dull she was. I tapped her twice on the hind end with this lead rope, and she just kind of barely even noticed. She's just real dull, and she's been taught to be that way. She wasn't born that way. Somebody taught her to be dull by constantly just pulling and whacking and whatever, and it never means anything. Okay, good. All right, do it again. Squeeze. Okay. Okay, we're going to reward. She doesn't have to go very far. I want to see her mind saying, oh, that means go. So you can tell, you can kind of feel her start to move. All right, and when she starts to move, take the pressure off. Okay, she's licking her lips there because this is pretty stressful. All right, squeeze. Squeeze. There she kind of, see, she misunderstood. She kind of backed up and thought she was looking at me instead of you. And I'm not surprised that she's confused because she doesn't understand the most basic first day of kindergarten stuff. But we'll get it. We'll get it. Okay. All right, try it again. Squeeze. So you're going back. Keep squeezing. Keep squeezing. Kick a little. Kick a little. Right there. Okay, take all the pressure off. Okay. So that's why I wanted to video this. This is so strange to have an 18-year-old horse who doesn't understand the basics because she's been taught the wrong thing. But I like this mare. I think that she wants to get along. I think she's probably pretty sensitive, and I think you're going to work through this. I really do. Okay, try it again. I'm going to stand on this side. Okay, don't look at me. Look over there. Okay, there. See, that's pretty good. Rub, rub, rub. Okay, let's get a few steps. Squeeze. Okay, good. All right. All right, now let's go back to bending her face again. See how soft that was? You barely touched that right rein. Good girl. Do it again. Yeah, that's really getting... And also, what happens with any horse, it's not just all forward. You'll go 2 steps forward and then you'll go a step back. And you'll think, oh, I'm doing really good. And you'll go out the next day and she'll be stiff again. And especially an older horse. So don't expect her to not ever backslide a little bit. But as long as you're working on this consistently, reward the smallest change in the slightest try, then before long this mare is going to be, she's going to be a lot more willing because I think she really wants to please, don't you, Janie? Her name is Janie. Yeah. So let's do this. When you go by me and ask for the trot, I want you to ask for the trot just as you pass me. And if she doesn't trot, I'm going to tap her with a stick. Okay? Okay? She's looking at the stick. That's okay. Okay, ask her for the trot right now. Go. She didn't trot. All she did was jump. There you go. Good. She trotted out pretty nice. Okay.